The moment you begin the journey of creating your desired reality, you threaten something you never knew existed. And that, my friends, is the old frequency. What is the old frequency? The old frequency is a vibration you are attached to, okay? A frequency is owned by and is created by your mind, and your mind creates. So there's different aspects, okay, in order to create a frequency. There's the identity, which are like all the thoughts, beliefs, expectations, focus, perceptions you have, like as a human being, okay? And also is about the emotional state you have and all this kind of stuff. It's very complex, but all of this creates the frequency. Okay, and when you try to really improve yourself and follow your dreams, maybe change your body, get in shape, and you are not in shape, or you want to follow your dreams and you start working towards your dreams, you want to build a business, you want to move to your dream country, whatever it is, those dreams, those goals have a different frequency. Okay, and in order to really achieve those dreams and goals, you must like level up your frequency. Okay, and that's when your old frequency sabotage yourself. The goal of your old identity is to keep you trapped, to keep you like in the same place all the time. So when you try to level up, it like put yourself in front of you different scenarios to really trigger your emotions, because I will talk about this in just a second. But the old reality, like your old frequency, is not real. It's in another dimension, okay? So there are a lot of dimensions, but in order to you to understand and put it simply, we live in this 3D world, in this 3D dimension, okay? The mind is in the 4D dimension, and the spirit is in the 5D dimension, if that makes sense, okay? Put it simply, okay? There's more complex, but this is like the breakdown so you understand, okay? So your identities and everything, they are in the 4D dimension. There's in a different dimension than here, so it's not real, okay? But like all the identities and all the frequencies, they want to live in this 3D world, okay? So this old identity always try to be real, make it real, okay? So always triggers you to come back, okay? And when you go through life, you go through different experiences and you level up, okay? So you have different big experiences in your life, so you are here and you level up, okay? In whatever. And then you have another frequency, but this frequency, if you want to level up more, becomes your old frequency, okay? So when you go up, drags you back, okay? And that's your old identity. So why our minds do this to us? Why? Because the universe works with systems, okay? And one of the laws of the universe is balance, okay? Balance means so a system works because it's predictable, is balanced, and is always linear, okay? Goes like this. So the universe works like this. So a frequency always wants to keep you in the same frequency. Very predictable. That's why 99% of people always live the same exact life, the same exact thing over and over and over again, because it's linear. The universe was like this, and it always tries you to keep you in balance, okay? Never highs and never lows, okay? Always here. And one of the triggers that we have is familiarity, okay? We never do something new to really level up, because we are scared of the unknown and we are attracted to the familiar things, okay? If you always overeat, if you never like work out, if you always work at the same job every single day, this is familiarity, okay? You always will be attracted to do the same things over and over again, okay? But once we just like want to build a business, we try to level up a little bit, but the old reality always put scenarios where always keep us back down. Basically, the old identity triggers your emotions, okay? There are different like scenarios which I will talk about in this video, later on this video, but the main point is like it always triggers your emotions in order to really put you down. So emotion creates a frequency, okay? That is the most powerful thing that we have, okay? Because the universe understands frequencies, nothing else. So emotion is what creates the vibration. So our old frequency, when we try to feel another different emotion, which creating another different vibration, always triggers that to really feel again the same thing over and over again. Here I have I recommend you guys read this book, Outsmarting Reality. This book explains all the laws of the universe. And if you read this and you study this book like I do, you really understand how the world and the universe works and why you sabotage yourself, why you want to level up and you can't achieve your goals and dreams, why you achieve your dreams, XYZ, okay? So let me break down the first step, which is the old identity is very needy. Okay, to put it quite simply, the old version of you is an attention seeker. Okay, needy means attention. So where attention goes, energy flows. Okay, when energy flows, vibration flows, if that makes sense. Okay, so concentration precedes vibration, and vibration precedes frequency, and frequency precedes reality. Okay, that's how the old vibration triggers us, because he's very needy and he tries to really find your attention and triggers your attention and put all your energy in that specific thing to really drag you back. Okay, the second thing is sadic. Okay, the old version of you is sadic. It loves pain, sadness, frustration, irritation, and annoyance, because that's the energy it feeds off. Like I told you before, the old frequency always tries to trigger your emotions, and your old frequency is triggered by sadness, pain, frustration, irritation, annoyance, XYZ. Okay? It rejoices your suffering and all the very emotions you're attempting to leave behind. Okay? That's the second step, how your old identity and your old frequency really triggers you. The third one is scared. Okay? The old version of you likes existing. So the thought of not existing frightens it. Okay? Like I said, the old frequency wants to exist and will do whatever it takes to exist, because it's very scared of not existing anymore. So as you shift into another frequency, your desired frequency and your desired reality, it attempts to make you unconsciously associate that change with fear. So you'll hesitate, retreat, or self-sabotage. Okay? Imagine you want to get in shape and you are like, you don't feel comfortable with you and you always want to be in shape, but you can't. You know exactly what you need to do, but you self-sabotage. Why? Because of the old frequency, okay? So you start to go to the gym 3 times per week, okay? And the first week is fine, but the second week, something in your reality, some event happened to you, okay? Or you go through 3 weeks or so and you don't see any change, and the emotion is triggered. Why? Because, like I said, emotions and you have this emotion that really puts you there because they don't want you to level up frequencies, okay? So that's why. And the last one is reactive. The old frequency is very reactive, okay? The old version of you is extremely reactive. But the irony is that it is reactive to its own creation. Stick with me. Once again, this is the beginning of a very dangerous but calculated cycle. Since the old version of you is in opposition to the creation of your desired reality, it will cause adversity in your reality, while also short-circulating your thinking to shut down the potential of any high levels of awareness, which is seeing reality clearly beyond illusion. This is so important that if you pay attention to this, you will understand a lot of things why you self-sabotage, okay? Look, the old frequency is very smart. It always tries to really do as much as they can to really drag you back, okay? So like you see here, it's like when you try to level up, this old reality this old frequency put inside in front of you something that you can react. So when you react, you trigger that emotion, that emotion that is from the old identity, so that you put resistance and you go back. Okay? If you get in shape, you go to the gym and the third week you get injured. This is not casualty. This is your old identity trying to trigger you to not go anymore. And that's how powerful this old frequency is. And that's why 99% of people never level up their frequency. Because the old frequency is really strong. And also another thing, what you see is like the way you see and perceive the world is the way your frequency is. That's it. So when you try to level up and you increase your frequency, you see more clearly and you see things that you've never seen before. So what does the old reality? It puts you some adversity in front of you so that triggers you triggers you how you see this reality so that it caps what you can see. Okay? So for example, in my personal story, I was a professional athlete, and once I got there, okay, adversity came to me. I was signed with one of the best teams in the world. I was living the dream. I was elevating my frequency. I was living on that frequency, but adversity came to me. I started to play less. And the old frequency narrowed how I perceived my reality in terms of I'm not good enough. I'm not enough in this team. So I started to go back. Okay? That's the power of the old frequency. So if you wanna level up and achieve your dreams and become your desired frequency and because of that attract your desired reality, you must understand how the old frequency works so that when that adversity happens, you know how to manage it and you don't react and trigger that emotion so that you go back again. Okay? So in order to really outsmart your old frequency, you need to really understand and be aware how your old frequency works. This is crucial. Without awareness, nothing. If you don't understand how your old frequency works, nothing. Meaning, aka, what you think, how your old frequency think, what emotions triggers your old frequency, your old you, what your old frequency focus on, expectations it has, conviction it has, everything. Write it down, get a piece of paper and really how my old frequency works and try to really guess what emotions and what I said, okay? So once you have this, write it down. I want you to use the law of polarity. In this 3D world, we have a law of polarity. Example, feminine, masculine, cold, warm, positive, negative. Okay, so once you have, for example, your old frequency has like the main emotional state is fear, scarcity, guilt, blah blah blah. You need to use the opposite. For example, fear, love. Okay, but let me put it more simple, because emotional is like, okay, I'm feeling fear, but how can I really feel love? Okay, let me break down this. Okay, start with the thoughts. What thoughts your own frequency has? I'm not good enough. So you need to do the polarity. I'm good enough. I'm the unluckiest man in the world. I'm the luckiest man in the world. X, Y, Z. What expectations do you have? So I'm the last one. I'm the first one. People don't listen to me. People listen to me. X, Y, Z. So when you really have the opposite side of your own frequency, when this thing triggers you, really consciously, you design to think the other way. You choose to think the opposite way. And that's how, my friends, I outsmart my own reality. I achieved living in the US, living my American dream, achieved my dream body, because on difficulty and on the old frequency tried to really outsmart myself and drag me back, I really chose to live by the polarity side. Okay? But let me put it more quite simple, okay? If you never had the chance to really train your awareness and really expand your awareness, I want you to really, because that exercise is for people that really understands and is a little bit more aware, because, okay, you have all of this and then you don't know what to say because you don't understand your emotions you have, what you are thinking, XYZ. Okay, so really the first step to create more awareness, and that's how I started myself, is like really throughout your day, if you feel something, try to really level that emotion. Okay, maybe you're feeling something and you don't know, and try really stop when you can and really try to identify what emotion was that. Okay, and you will figure out. I believe in you. Okay, maybe the first time no, but you have to keep trying. Okay, that's how I did it. Okay, you identify you had fear in that specific situation. Okay, so you're right. Like I felt fear. Journal about what you think may cause that like specific emotion, that reaction of fear. Okay, what you said to yourself to really create that emotion, because a thought that is attached to an emotion is really what triggers the emotion. So the emotion will never come just because it's magic happens. No, because you thought something and you believed that thought, and that thought was attached to an emotion. Okay, so maybe you really you went to the gym and you felt fear. You don't know why. Okay, you can write down why I felt fear when I went to that specific event, or when that specific event happened. So really, okay, maybe because I said to myself, I'm not good enough, I'm not in shape, X, Y, Z. So once you really reverse engineer and try to think why you felt certain things, you really figure out how you are thinking, and it all comes down, you understand how your own frequency works. Okay, so that's it for today. That is the most important thing I believe you need to understand, and you need to really work, because a lot of people know, like I said, how to really do all the things. You know that you have to work out, you have to eat clean, but you never do it consistently. That's why, because you don't know how your own frequency works. And you always come back to your whole habits and your old identity. Okay, so I hope that this video helped you. Hit a comment if you have any questions, and I would love to help you guys. So peace.